What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back and with a new video. And today, it is time that we discuss. It is the time for Republicans to adapt or die. That's right, we'll be discussing why Republicans must embrace the new coalitions and not keep doing the same garbage they've been doing for years, resisting the changes to the electorate and to the party. Because if we don't adapt, this party is going to die. This country is going to fall off the map if we do not adapt. This is a definition of adapt or die. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. That is right, folks, for just 10 cents a day, you could join Real American Politics, only 10 cents a day. That's a phenomenal deal to help support the daily content. We all love that daily content, so I hope you join today. Alright, folks, let's get into it. It's time we talk about realignments and the change in electorate. Guys, just because we did something, 10 years ago, like we did so good in the suburbs 10 years ago, does not mean it would work today. Now, what do I mean? Okay, let's go to the state of Texas. This is a good example. Look at some of these counties. Look at a place like Williamson, a place like Harris County. This is where Houston is. Look at this. Democrats in 2021, Houston, Harris County, I should say, by 13 points. Let's go to 2012. Look at this. It was dead even. It was been a 13-point shift to the left just in 8 years. You go to a place like even Dallas. Let's just look at Dallas. It was a 15-point victory for Democrats in 2016 or 2012. In 2020, a 32-point victory. Look how big of a swing that is. And this was happening way before Trump. Don't give me this crap that, Trump started it. Look, the election shuffler, which is a great tool, sadly does not have results from 2008, 2004, 2000. And Texas may not be the best state to do a comparison, but it's an example. You go to a place like Georgia, which I think is a better example. Look at this. Republicans won the state by 8 points. The reason the margin was so big was look at the results in Gwinnett and Cobb counties. 2020, they're D plus 18 and D plus 14. Now, here's what really happened. Many people are going to say, Trump scared off the suburbanites. There is some truth to this. But I have a question for you. What has changed in Gwinnett and Cobb County the most? What? Demographics. That has been the single biggest change in these counties. Guys, these are not the same Cobb and Gwinnett counties from 10 years ago. Look at the population growth in the Atlanta metro, and you realize it's exploding. And these are not demographics that have never been favorable to Republicans. Black voters, more college educated. Well, college educated kind of was more Republican back then, but they've shifted left. And this was a shift that's been happening for decades now. All Trump did was accelerate the trends. This is the key. He accelerated the trends in a lot of these counties by 10 years. This has been going on for years before Trump. All he did was fasten the realignment. In my opinion, based on the results we saw in 2022, Democrats, their realignment's all but done. They have a new coalition. Elitist, upper middle class, suburban voters, and also black voters, etc. Hispanics, that's a different story. But you get the point. Democrats have adapted to this. You could clearly tell they've adapted to this new coalition. While Republicans, they're still trying to do this half-assed, we want to be both the 2012 and 2020 coalitions. When these coalitions are completely different, especially in the most critical part of the country, the Midwest. Iowa, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Ohio. Pennsylvania technically is, the central mid-Atlantic, but you get the point. The Big Five. The 5 most important elections for the presidential race. Look at Wisconsin, for example. Biden, quote unquote, won the state of Wisconsin by 0.6%. Go to 2012. Democrats won it by 7. Look at these differences in the map. In particular, rural Wisconsin, southwestern Wisconsin, and west Wisconsin as a whole. Look how much more Republican they've gotten. Every part except Dane and Milwaukee. All these people on the right are saying, oh, all we have to do is do great in Waukesha, Milwaukee, and Dane, and we don't have to worry about the rurals. Guess what? That's total bullshit. Look at this. Romney lost Dane County by 44 points. He lost Milwaukee by 36 points. In Waukesha, he won by 35. Ozaukee won by 30. Washington won by 40. Look at 2020. Trump got eviscerated in Dane. Did slightly worse in Milwaukee. Did way worse in Waukesha. And collapsed in Ozaukee. Yet, he had a closer election. Do you understand my point? These people don't seem to understand these states at all. Look, Wisconsin, yes, there's Milwaukee and Dane. That is true, in Waukesha. But guys, these Midwestern Rust Belt counties, when you look at where the vote's coming from, surprisingly, it's not, all from one county, especially Wisconsin. This is the best example. You can get, let's do an example, all right? Let's just give an example. Let's say Democrats, or I should say Republicans, they do 15 points better in these 5 counties. I just want to give you my example, all right? Sure, they would win the state of Wisconsin by 5 in this scenario. But let's say, let's just say they do 15 points worse in the rest of the state. Oh, it flips on its head. You go from an R plus 4 to 5 state to a D plus 4 to 5 state. You see my point. Yes, some of these counties are important, like Waukesha and Washington. They are critical. But guys, you don't have to win them by 60 points like you would in this scenario. I mean, look at this. To get very close in the state of Wisconsin in this scenario, you would have to find a way to basically get within 15 in Milwaukee, do basically God tiers of Waukesha, Ozaukee somehow reverse decades worth of trends, do good in Dane, run it up in Washington, and you may win by a point. Do you understand why the Republican Party must adapt? Because if they don't adapt, this is what's going to happen. Sure, they may do slightly better in Waukesha and Ozaukee because that damn Trump, but when the rest of the state has a collapse in turnout, and Democrats win a place like Vernon, Columbia, Crawford, etc., which there's not a lot of votes in them comparatively, but they add up. You realize you cannot win just by doing great in the suburbs. You just can't get crushed in the burbs. That's the key difference. If you do okay in the burbs, but run it up in the rurals, you can win Wisconsin in a landslide. And Wisconsin, there are a lot of counties that are still trending Republican. Yes, what happened in Wisconsin 2022 was a disappointment. But what I think in a presidential election with higher turnout, a lot of these counties you're going to see a substantial shift to the right. Place like Grant, a place like Vernon, etc. The Driftless area in particular. But a lot of these northern counties you're going to see shift Republican, a place like Jackson, etc. There's going to be a huge realignment, in my opinion, in 2024. We have to accept it. We cannot keep trying to go back to the 2012 coalition, which, by the way, remember 2012? Romney, he was the perfect candidate. Look, he got within 5 in Loudoun. He lost state of Virginia by 4. 2016, look at this. Trump lost Loudoun by 18, only lost state by 5.5. Only a 2-point shift. What does that tell you? The fact of the matter is, the old ways are dead. We have to adapt to a working class, rural party. And I'm not saying abandon middle class voters. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is trying to appeal to this, 10% of Republicans that only vote straight Democrat now is counterproductive when there's 10 to 15% of Democrats who are sick of the party, sick of the woke crap, and would vote Republican if they changed. That's my point. And this is why Republicans must adapt or die. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching this quick video. If you did enjoy this video, smash that like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.